Social media in general, having an online presence, has absolutely changed my life in ways that I could have never imagined. I've been consistently posting on social media, on Instagram for about 2 years, but on YouTube only for the past 5 or 6 months. More than actually posting and being consistent on my online presence, I've created a workout program that hundreds of people have downloaded and actually used in their day-to-day lives. I created a muffin recipe guide that you can get below in order to make healthy muffin recipes. I've created private Facebook groups with those workouts that I created for people to hold each other accountable. I've also coached many clients, and more importantly, I've created a huge online community. I've made wonderful connections and opened myself up to countless opportunities like workout fundraisers, global television segments. It has been a wild ride. And now that I've taken a moment to sit back and actually reflect on the last 2 years, I decided to share my experience with you in order to help inspire you to make the choice of being online, creating a YouTube channel so that I could change your life as well. Creating a YouTube channel forced me to learn new skills that I never thought I would need or use, and skills that I never learned in medical school or my undergraduate degree. At first, not like this video, but I was editing my own videos. If you scroll down, you'll see some of the videos. They're not grade A editing, but it still taught me the skill of how to grab people's attention, why script on a screen is so important. I had to research a lot on what makes a good video actually good. And if you're still watching this, that means I've probably learned something because I've retained you this long to listen to what I have to say. If you're thinking about it, you need to first understand this one thing. You are not creating videos for you, you are creating videos for other people. And number two, ideally you're not only doing this as a hobby, but you have a goal in mind. And that goal might not be clear at the beginning, but eventually it will become clearer, as it did for me. Now, ideally, that is a monetary goal because that motivates most people, but even if it's not, I'm gonna explain to you why it still is important to have a goal. Let me tell you that you will not become an overnight millionaire. This is definitely not the fastest route to that. But I could tell you that even as a doctor, I'm trying to make social media a second source of revenue. And that might sound funny coming from a doctor who has a decent salary. But the point is, social media, online content creation provides freedoms that working a typical job or a clinic job or an office job just cannot provide. Specifically, flexibility and time freedom. Now, if money isn't a driving factor for you, and I get that, that's cool, maybe this is. Maybe it's to leave a legacy. Something eternal that even when you leave this earth will live on, will carry your name and keep some kind of presence. I'll be honest, for me, it's both. I like the source of revenue, but I also really want to leave something behind when I leave this earth, some kind of imprint. Now, back to the reasons why YouTube changed my life and could potentially change yours. Creating this YouTube channel has allowed me to create an incredible online community. We know that as adults, specifically as parents, it's really hard to make new friends, to meet new people, to make new connections, but the online community that I've made, and that is 4,000 followers on Instagram and almost 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube, is more than just those numbers. There are people, connections, and interactions that I have had. And I get to hear people's feedback every single day. You just do not get that in a day-to-day life where you run in and out of your to-dos, your hobbies, your lists, your job. This brings me to my next point, the capacity to have an impact. Now, this may not be your thing. Maybe you're just here to make money, but I can guarantee you the capacity to make money while having an impact is a double win. It's not so much a win for my ego, but it's actually a win for mankind. What you have to share can impact and help other people, strangers in the world. And it shows that you don't need to be a doctor who works in a clinic or in a hospital to have an impact. And that is incredibly humbling. And you're probably unlikely to hear that from any other doctor, someone who studied 10 years to deserve to have that impact and to have that power to help and change people's lives. But I can tell you this, I have impacted more lives out of clinic, that is offline, than in person, merely by the number of people that I can reach in a day, in a month, or in a year. If you ask me, that is pretty incredible. Now, on to confidence. If you struggle with confidence, YouTube, online video creation is the ultimate way to build that confidence. I actually made an entire video on imposter syndrome. You could check it out here on why you suffer with imposter syndrome and lack of confidence and how you can build and work through that. But let me tell you, speaking to a camera about something that you're comfortable about, that you enjoy talking about, in order for the entire world potentially to watch is incredible. It's something very substantial. I can tell you that YouTube is the second largest search engine. That means billions of people are on this platform a day. So you have the capacity for your voice to be heard at length. And you can make connections and networks that you would have never dreamt of if you never tried to make a YouTube channel. I remind you that your voice matters and that the more you speak online, the more videos you make, the clearer your voice and your actual purpose becomes. I struggled with that a lot. Who am I? What am I doing here? What impact can I make? But the more I posted, the more I shared, the more content I actually created, the clearer that reason became. With all this confidence that I have created, I managed to create my first digital product nearly a year ago. That is October 2022. I made the Mindful Movement program. You can check it out below. It has helped hundreds of women. It has impacted hundreds of lives, and I'm so proud of it. You can check out all the feedback from people who have used this program. It is intended to help busy women build their healthiest bodies, keeping a busy life in mind, and making workouts much more realistic in their their day-to-day lives. Doing this totally gave me the confidence to create yet my next digital product, which is a recipe guide, something people have been asking me for. I share a lot of recipes on my Instagram channel and even on this YouTube channel, but now that I have the confidence that people actually like what I created another product, and I'm about to sell it now in the fall of 2023. Thanks to having this online community and the feedback that I get from my YouTube channel, from my Instagram followers, I've been able to get the feedback of what people want to see and hear more of from me. And you'd be able to do the same if you start talking about the things you like and you enjoy and that you actually know about. YouTube also changed my life because it made me realize that creativity is not only for toddlers. For the last 2 years, I have tapped into my creativity in a way that both medical school, residency, and medical practice would have never allowed. Your job is your job, but YouTube is an opportunity for creativity. Ideas used to be really hard to come by, but now they kind of just like overflow my mind. I'll be in the shower and I'll have a multitude of ideas for upcoming videos, upcoming scripts to write. And with more and more experience, I get to refine what is actually good and valuable for you guys. We are multifaceted people. If you work at a desk job, or if you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you're a school teacher, or even a student, a lot of your time is taken up by the thing that you do, your job. And while I hope it provides you with purpose and ideally financial stability, there is probably more to you than just that job. Like a hobby you may have let go of many years ago, a skill that you've been working on. This could be anything: cooking, sewing, making commentary on sports channels. All of this could actually be curated into a social media channel, a YouTube channel where you get to talk and teach about these things, your hobby. I talk in this video about why creativity is so important in children, but the same thing applies to adults, so check it out. Now I want to share how YouTube has changed my life the most. And it's not about community, it's not about impact, and it's definitely not about money. It's about equanimity, which is the ability to stay cool, calm, collected, no matter the outcome. Whether a video performs really well or not well at all, it doesn't matter. The outcome is whatever it's meant to be. The thing I'm able to focus on is how I can make the next video a little bit better. How I can improve my skills, what I'm providing 1% better with the next video. A lot of creators put a lot of pressure on every individual piece of content they create and put out, and that takes away the fun and the joy of making that content because they feel stressed and anxious about how it's gonna do. And a lot of things tank for many different reasons that are out of our control. And you would know this if you create any content. Here on YouTube though, compound interest can actually pay off. So a video that you made years ago can suddenly pique people's interest years down the line. And that's happened for one of my videos, interestingly enough. When I first posted it, it didn't get a lot of traction, and now it is my most viewed video. There is no good or bad outcome. There is just an outcome. There is just what happens and an opportunity to learn from what happened. When I go back and review my videos and see what performed well or didn't perform well, I'm able to analyze what could be improved and therefore improve it on my own for the next video. And this lesson actually extends to the rest of your life. How can you be just a little bit better tomorrow in any aspect of your life? Like I said, whether you're a teacher, a stay-at-home mom, a parent, a spouse, in all these realms of my life, as a doctor in my clinical practice, how can I be a little bit better tomorrow? What can I see today that I didn't love or that wasn't super well received, and how can I change that tomorrow? Whether it's the way I speak to my kids, how I discipline them, how I talk to my patients, how I engage in conversation, how I share bad news with my patients. All these things are ways to improve and level up your life. So this is kind of the crash course of self-development and personal improvement. And I talk about this a lot on my channel, but having a channel itself is a crash course in self-improvement. So I recommend you to try to make your own video, whether you post it or not. Just the practice of speaking to a camera about something that you're passionate about. I promise you, someone in the world will definitely want to hear it and will definitely be helped by it. But for now, just practice speaking, practice sharing your message. I hope you loved today's video. If you have any feedback, please share in the comments below. Remember that you are your greatest investment.